back to Head News. In today's episode, we dive into a shocking new proposal from President Donald Trump that has sparked major debate nationwide. Trump has announced a plan to exile repeat offenders and violent criminals, an idea that has not been in use in the US before and was last seen in the United Kingdom nearly 200 years ago. Let's break down what he said, the history behind exile as a punishment, and the potential consequences of such a drastic move. On Monday, while addressing Republican House members at a dinner in his Doral, Florida Gulf resort, Trump made a bold statement. He wants approval to force repeat offenders and violent criminals out of the country. We are going to get approval to get them the hell out of our country, he declared. Let's see how they like it. Trump's comments come just days after he pardoned more than 1,500 individuals convicted of crimes related to the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. Among them were 169 people who pleaded guilty to assaulting police officers while trying to overturn the elections results in Trump's favor. While those offenders received mercy, Trump is now proposing a much harsher fate for other criminals who repeatedly break the law. Who would be affected? Trump made it clear that his plan targets individuals who have been arrested multiple times. Many violent people have been arrested 30 times, 35 times, 41, 42 times. He said, according to Trump, these offenders commit serious crimes like murder, assaulting people in the subway stations, attacking others with baseball bats, punching elderly individuals, and robbing them. His argument: if undocumented immigrants who commit crimes can be deported, then American-born criminals who also should be removed from the country. I do not want these violent repeat offenders in our country any more than I want illegal aliens from other countries who misbehave. Trump stated it suggested sending them to foreign lands where they would be maintained at a lower cost than the US spends on the prison system. Trump's proposal mirrors a practice known as transportation, which was commonly used by the British government in the 17th and 18th centuries. Back then, England would send convicted criminals to penal colonies in America and later Australia. This was considered a solution to prison overcrowding and a way to remove dangerous individuals from society. After the American Revolution, Britain could no longer send its convicts to the US, so they started transporting them to Australia. Over 162,000 convicts were sent there before the practice ended in mid-19th century. While exile was seen as a tough punishment, it also gave convicts a chance to rebuild their lives in a new place. However, no modern democratic nation currently practices forced exile of its citizens. The US Constitution explicitly protects American citizens from being stripped of their nationality or deported against their will. This makes Trump's proposal not only controversial, but also potentially unconstitutional. Is it even legal? Trump had acknowledged that this plan would require legislative approval, saying we are going to get approval, hopefully to get them the hell out of our country. However, legal experts argue that this proposal would face serious constitutional challenges. The Eighth Amendment of the US Constitution prohibits cruel and unusual punishments, which exile could be classified as. The 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship rights and protection, meaning a citizen cannot be forcibly removed by the country. As expected, Trump's proposal has drawn both praise and sharp criticism. His supporters argue that it's a bold solution to reducing crime and keeping American streets safer. Some believe that long-term repeat offenders have no place in society and that exile would serve as a deterrent to criminals. On the other hand, critics call this idea extreme, unconstitutional, and remnants of authoritarian policies. Civil rights organizations argue that US should focus on prison reforms, rehabilitation, and addressing systemic issues rather than resulting to exile. Many also fear that such a policy could be used unfairly, disproportionately affecting minority communities. even within the Republican Party. Some lawmakers remain skeptical. Passing a law that allows exile would be nearly impossible in Congress, especially in a divided political climate. Even if it somehow passed, it would likely be struck down in court. Final thoughts. According to our analysts, Trump's proposal to exile repeat offenders and violent criminals is one of the most extreme ideas to emerge in recent political discourse. While it draws on historical practices, it clashes with modern US law and constitutional rights. Whether this is a serious policy suggestion or just political rhetoric, one thing is clear: the debate over crime and justice in America is far from over. What do you think about this idea? Do you support or do you oppose the concept of exile for criminals? Let us know in the comments, and do not forget to like, share, subscribe to our Head News for more political analysis and history. See you in our next episode.